Hello everyone. We are here with the Red Rocket today because I am finally getting around to getting my steering box mounted. Got everything here on the back end, so let's take a look at it. Alright, here is my Vega box and mounting bracket and steering link for Red Rocket. The steering link I got, I use it, it's a straight hole, it's not a tapered hole, so I can use a heim joint. I think that's a 5/8. And where I'm going to have to mount this, I'm going to have to drill through the frame, and to prevent the frame from squeezing in when I'm trying to bolt it down, I got these mild steel collars that I can weld in the frame that will strengthen up the frame for tightening up the steering box as tight as I need to get it. So there's those, there's that. So and I got it positioned right here so I can wheel my welder up and to get everything welded in. So let's get up under here. Let's mount our, let's mark our spot where I need to drill through for the top mounting hole, and let's go from there. So let's get to it. All right, here we are up under the Red Rocket, and just to show you where I'm going to be drilling my hole, I've got the bracket for the Vega box right here. I've been under here holding it up, seeing about where I need to put it, and with the bracket bolted to the gearbox. I've got it bracket off the gearbox to show you where I'm going to be putting it. See, it's going to be roughly right there, probably sitting like that. And with this hanging down a good bit, I will be adding I've saved every single cutoff piece that we've ever done from building this frame. So I have plenty of pieces that I can use to go off of here to brace against the steering box bracket. So it'll be down about like that. It'll be spaced away from the leaf spring bracket, because we still need to weld that. I'm not doing that yet until I know for sure that this front end is 100% good like it is. And like I said, I'm going to be sleeving. Once I get the hole drilled all the way through, I'm going to be sleeving and welding in a sleeve in this frame, so when I bolt the gearbox down, I'm not compressing the frame at all, and I don't have to worry about that. So yep, there's that. So let's get this hole drilled, let's get those spacers in, and let's get this gearbox mounted. Well, I got the hole drilled, and here is the spacer in the hole that I'm going to weld in. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Because of where this is in close proximity to this, and this is not even with the frame, it sticks out a little bit. So I got a 2-inch and I got a 1/2 inch. I'm gonna have a 1/2 inch. I'm gonna have a 1/2 inch spacer on the inside of the frame, right behind the steering gearbox mounting plate. But since I'm going to be welding everything in, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bevel the edge on at least this one. If I can do it safely on this one, I'm going to bevel the edge on this one too, and I'm going to weld these two together. That way I can have this inside the seam inside the frame, and just have it solid outside the frame with no welds right there. I'm gonna have the welds welding it to the frame, but I'm not gonna have any welds like that. So just to make it easier, that's what I'm gonna do. If I have to, I can always enlarge the hole on the outside to make that fit. But if I have these edges beveled on these, I should be able to grind the weld smooth and even so it can slide through just like it is. So I got my plan. Now I just need to do some welding, and before I do that, I think I might head to the hardware store because I need to get a 4-inch bolt to go through the frame and into the gearbox and everything when I have it mounted. So I need to go ahead and get that first, so when I get this welded in, I can get the gearbox mounted and then figure out the angle, the bottom angle and everything, and then weld in the braces on the bottom, and then it'll be in. So let's go to the hardware store, get a bolt, and I'll be back to do some welding. Alright, well, I have the whole board all the way through. Now, also have these spacers welded on here that came with my steering box. And these spacers that I bought, it was a 2-inch and then 1/2 inch. I welded those together, and I'm gonna have this part in the frame and this part sticking out to the inside as a spacer for this to push it out past the rear leaf spring mount. So let's get this in, let's get this welded in, and then get the gearbox mounted. All right, this is just tacked in for now, but I like the way that looks. I've already been underneath. Everything looks good. Everything looks like it has good enough clearance between everything. So now I need to take this back off and then fully weld both sides. And then I can hack up this to go like that to brace from the frame to this other end of the bracket, just this side of the bolts, so the bolts will still be completely accessible. Now, this is a little bit too wide to go in between both of them, so that's going to be like that unless I can find another piece that I might have. I don't know, but I think that'll work just fine. It's already angled. I'll just clean up the angle on my bench grinder just to get it a little bit straighter and have it like that. I think that'll turn out pretty good. Well, the box is officially mounted. Everything's welded in. My welds aren't perfect, but everything should hold just fine. And I've realized after I have this mounted, I have this box mounted as low as I possibly can in here. Technically, I probably could have dropped it another 1/2 inch, technically, but I've got it as low as possible. I've got it sitting how I want it sitting, and I'm gonna have to get a I think they only make a 2-inch drop pitman arm, so I need to get a 2-inch drop pitman arm to get the steering linkage in more of a parallel shape. But this steering system, with how I have this set up, being gasser, will not ever be parallel, at least with this current setup. Down the road, I might change it. Who knows? I may change it. I may pick up a Mustang 2 front end and convert it over to a Mustang 2. But in its current state, it will be gasser style. Excuse me. Its current state, it will be gasser style. So in its current setup, won't be perfect, but it'll work for exhibition, doing burnouts and stuff. If it's acting right, maybe going down the drag strip. But I will be super happy with it like this. We'll just have to see how it acts and how it does. So I've got my measurement for my last piece of steering linkage that I need. I'm thinking about waiting until I get that 2-inch drop and then measuring again, because if it drops, it could be a little bit shorter, a little bit longer, I'm not sure. So I'm gonna wait until I get that 2-inch drop pitman arm, and then I'm gonna measure for my last piece of steering linkage and then go from there. But it's burned in. I'm happy. One step closer to getting this thing on the road. So that's going to be it. If you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.